Hello, guys, and welcome to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting transfer stories. We start with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, as it has been reported that Barca remain admirers of the former striker and could make a move possibly in the summer for him. Of course, this comes after the player have been, cut out from the squad, the Chelsea squad, to play in the Champions League in February onwards. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about legend Lionel Messi, as it has been reported that PSG have not still reached a verbal agreement with the superstar and Barcelona returns still on the cards. We're also going to be discussing more on that. So guys, before we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's move to Chelsea during the summer transfer window was a great disappointment for Barcelona, as the forward was one of the most liked figures at Camp Nou, and the coaching staff was determined to keep him at the club. But the Catalans had to sanction the exit of Aubameyang, as they were not able to get rid of Memphis Depay and had to make space in the first team. However, 6 months into the Aubameyang spell at Chelsea, the forward was linked with a return to Barcelona following a disappointing start to his career at Stamford Bridge, with the Blues bringing in the likes of João Felix, Modric and Noni Mudekwe. The Gabonese international fell behind in the pecking order, paving the way for Barcelona to consider a move, but they were able to resign the attacker due to the RFEF regulations. But as per Fabrizio Romano, a return to Barcelona cannot be ruled out for Aubameyang just yet. Writing for Court of Sight, the Italian transfer expert claims that the Gabonese international is destined to depart Chelsea at the end of the season, especially after being omitted from the Champions League squad. Romano adds that Barcelona continue to admire Aubameyang. The former Dortmund striker is still highly rated in the Catalan camp, who in turn are keen on signing a proper alternative for Robert Lewandowski next season. The Blaugrana have been linked to the move for Vitor Roque recently, with the Brazilian reportedly being identified as the ideal long-term replacement for Lewandowski. But signing Aubameyang could still be a handy short-term solution, as the forward has an abundance of experience at the highest level of football and a proven track record of performing in La Liga. The 33-year-old is not expected to cost a fortune either, and given his desire to play for Barcelona, the club should not have too much difficulty accommodating him into the team without breaching the financial fair play rules. Aubameyang's time at Stamford Bridge have been hell since leaving Barcelona at the beginning of the season, and I was not expecting this. Nobody was expecting the level of frustration that Aubameyang is now facing at Chelsea, especially when we even saw the Graham Potter coming. Things just went from bad to worse for Aubameyang, and when the news broke out that Aubameyang have not been included by Chelsea in their Champions League squad, then that was when it was the final nail in the coffin. Chelsea don't have a proper number 9 apart from Aubameyang. They don't have, and it's kind of funny. It looks weird and so ironic that Chelsea are even still trying to identify maybe for the next summer who will be their number 9 in the market to buy. But yeah, they have Aubameyang and have been excluded from the Champions League squad. And it's true, definitely they can justify the reason that he has not been playing too well. Aubameyang have not been too well. He have not settled at Chelsea. And it's kind of funny because this is a guy who was banging goals for fun for Barca. And leaving to Stamford Bridge, it's as if it's not the Aubameyang we saw at Chelsea. So I don't know if the way of Chelsea is different from Barca, but still, I'm so surprised at the fact that Fabrizio is saying that Barca still admire Aubameyang despite a very bad time at Chelsea. Maybe Xavi Hernandez knows that Barca is different. He has some of his friends at Barca who he can relate with, and the way he plays at Barca, or the style of play, the setup is quite different from Chelsea, and he can play so well differently from what you see at Chelsea. And I think, let's see how it goes. If Fabrizio Romano can himself bring this kind of report, then it's true that Barca still admire Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang despite his very disastrous his bad spell at Chelsea. But let's see how it goes. Let's see. Definitely, with the way he have been playing, Chelsea will not even value him to a great deal. And I think Barca will not face it so difficult if indeed Xavi Hernandez push for a move for the attacker. Lewandowski have no replacement, as we all know. There is no player since Memphis Depay left to Atletico Madrid in the January window. Lewandowski, when we talk about an out-and-out striker, Lewa is the only player that we have right now. So if an injury comes, Fati can play that position, Ferran Torres can play, but they are not that effective there. So Barcelona needs a proper number 9 as well to be a backup. Brazilian prodigy Victor Roque has been talked about a lot this week. And he's a striker. He's doing so well. Barcelona see him as the successor. And the good thing is the player wants to join Barca as well. Then moving on to the final story of discussion. Ever since Lionel Messi's legendary triumph at the 2022 FIFA World Cup, there has been conflicting reports, over his future, with some hinting that, his potential return to Barca is still possible, while others have assured that he's going to renew with PSG. The renewal with PSG narrative has been particularly very strong throughout the course of the year so far. But once again, a fresh report from Ben Jacobs suggests a report or return to FC Barcelona could still be on the table for Messi, as PSG have failed to reach a verbal agreement with the Argentine over a contract renewal. This report comes just a day after Xavi's press conference when the Barca manager was asked about Messi's potential return. During the presser, the manager floated the idea of Messi's return. Xavi, of course, suggesting that the door will be always open for Messi if he even wants to return to the Camp Nou. Of course, earlier in the month, it was Gerard Romero who made a bombshell claim, suggesting that Lionel Messi's contract negotiations with PSG are not as advanced. The Barcelona-based journalist Gerard Deport once again claiming that Barca are open to all scenarios when it comes to a return to Barcelona. Shortly after Romero's claims, Messi's representatives were quick to respond, with journalist Danny Gil quoting the attacker's entourage, who deemed the exit rumors a diversion tactic by Barcelona. In the midst of all this, Messi was reportedly approached by Saudi Arabian giants Al Hilal as well, the traditional rivals of Al Nassr, who made headlines by signing Cristiano Ronaldo earlier in the year, were willing to fork out a bomber contract for the 35-year-old. But Messi, having recently led Argentina to World Cup glory, appears to be keen on continuing at the highest level of football for now. And despite continued links over a return to Barca, a renewal with PSG still appears to be the most likely scenario. Even Spanish journalists such as Alfredo Martinez has claimed that a return to Catalonia is impossible for Messi, due to the club's current economic situation, coupled with the forward's desire to continue at the club. This came even at the time when Barcelona, shortly after Messi's triumph at the World Cup, were reportedly considering activating another lever in 2023 in an attempt to sign the 35-year-old, but given the stricter laws put in place by La Liga, coupled with the club's inflated salary budget, that appears to be an unlikely proposition. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.